Oh, welcome back, guys. Today I'm just gonna be exploring and hopefully finding a spot to build my ginormous house. And yeah, let's get it. I hate being a caretaker. My mother lives a slovenly, disgusting life and always has. It's gotten worse over the years as she aged, but she recently had an accident that happened due to her neglecting her health and surgeries for over a decade. She's now handicapped and I believe it will be permanent. I moved her in with me a few years ago. Accident was in early November to try and give her a better life and she doubled down on the POS person she's always been. I have three other siblings. They all don't have to deal with her in this capacity. My younger brother lived with her and literally ran away 3 years ago to start a new life, and I see exactly why now. I just got home from work and brought her dinner in because I'm a chef. I expressed some frustrations with her and she had the frickin' audacity to say, "You're not my caretaker, all I require from you is a coffee here and there." Meanwhile, I bring her all her meals before I go to work. I make sure she has something to eat until I get home because she's wheelchair bound and can't access a lot of the kitchen. Mind you, she makes no attempts, doesn't do her exercises to build her arm strength even after it's been damn near 3 months since her accident. I work minimum 10 hours a day. I love my work, so that's a plus, but it's still a long time. I have to really rearrange my life regularly for her. Meanwhile, just lays in her own filth smoking cigarettes, which directly affect the rate of her recovery at her age. I make her meals and did so way before her accident. Not all of her meals before the accident, but she had two guaranteed meals on my off days. I always brought something home from work, so eventually it turned into her knowing I was bringing food so she didn't have to always feed herself every day. I have to go pay her insurance every 2 weeks. I take her to all her appointments, and there's been multiple each month, which means getting her safely to her house and in a car. Then breaking down her wheelchair and jamming it into our tiny Kia. I have multiple herniated discs that cause me daily issues, so this is super hard for me to the point I want to cry sometimes. I used to be so strong and the chair is heavy, but not that heavy. The bending and pushing and adjusting is the real issue and it genuinely hurts so bad. Getting her to the hospital, fixing the wheelchair back up, wheeling her in, running back outside to go park. Running back in to wheel her to the elevator to get her to her appointment, waiting and wheeling her out, getting her back in the car safely, then breaking the chair down again, driving us home, undoing the frickin' wheelchair to get her inside. Like, it's so much shit every time. I've missed so much work dealing with her appointments and piss frickin' poor communication. So that's even less money coming into the household. I hired someone with my money to clean her filthy frickin' room because she can't now, but before she couldn't. She literally never did anyway, and her wound got infected because she's a filthy person, and I never wanted to smell that or deal with that again. Paid 1 month's rent on my own due to busting ass for hella overtime just to lift some financial burden from her. None of that matters to her. She feels like she's owed all of this when I know for facts my other siblings would not. They would not be what I am doing to her whatsoever. And I'm so freaking pissed. My uncle, her brother, has told me multiple times she treats me this way because she knows she can, and that convo replays in my head daily. I want so badly to treat her how she treated me growing up, hell, as she has treated me my whole life, but my heart won't let me. I always feel such guilt. I know if I don't care for her, she's going to be miserable, but I am miserable now, and I don't know how to stop it. Obviously, I know what to do, but I can't bring myself to do it. Everything in me after today is telling me not to do shit else for her but grab her cigarettes since that's all I do for her. But my heart can't take it. I'm so burnt out, angry, and frustrated, and I just want to run away. I know this might sound pretty obvious, but I think you need to put her in like an assisted living facility because it does not sound like she cares about you or I guess realizes how important you are. And it also sounds like you are struggling to take care of her, so I think it's for the best and you just need to put your guilty feelings to the side because I mean, she doesn't feel guilty for how she treats you, so I hate my mom for homeschooling me and then blaming me for struggling with math despite never teaching me anything during that time period. When I was in third grade, I got bullied a lot, so my parents thought it would be a good idea to homeschool me and my siblings, but after a few months, they just gave up and let us do whatever we wanted for 2 years before my dad finally convinced my mom to put us back in school. He wanted to do it sooner, but for whatever reason, it didn't happen until I was in sixth grade. I'm 15 now and I'm stuck at a fourth grade level in math. I've had to retake algebra 2 times. This year is the second time, not including summer school. My mom refuses to help me with homework because you're in 10th grade now, so you should be able to do it yourself. Even though I literally can't understand any of it, and trying to have my dad help me isn't that good either because I live with my mom most of the week, so communicating with him is difficult to do over the phone. Whenever I bring up the fact that I'm pretty sure that her not actually teaching me is why I'm not good at math, but her and her boyfriend say that I'm making excuses, that I'm not trying, I'm throwing my mom under the bus, and that I don't want to learn. My siblings were young enough that it didn't affect them, or they weren't in school yet, so they're somewhat normal. It also doesn't help that I have autism. My mom wants me to teach myself on YouTube, but I don't even know where to begin with that, and I don't understand why I should have to do that because of something she did. Plus, it would be hard to do that while also trying to learn algebra. She refuses to take any accountability for it or even acknowledge how it's affected me because apparently at that time she was going through something. Which I think that's a total bullshit excuse for neglecting my education. Sometimes I think about what I could have been or that I could have been like everyone else my age. I'm scared that I won't pass high school and I'll just become homeless or something like that and never become anything. I genuinely don't know what to do anymore and I feel like it's too late. I feel like the story is way too common, or situations with people being homeschooled but like they're not being taught anything sometimes. A lot of the comments were recommending certain things to learn math. I was always horrible at it, so I don't even know either. But you're only 15, so you can definitely catch up to where you want to be right now. Undiagnosed and struggling with the inner turmoil about it. To clarify confusion beforehand, I have been diagnosed with depression and anxiety with panic, but this post is about something that is currently making me more anxious and depressed. The post is a mess, read at your own discretion. I think I have ASD or something along the lines and I can't stand it. It would make sense given my need for routine, which will give me an anxiety attack if it's broken or delayed in any way. My misophonia also was diagnosed, overstimulation if too many things are touching my neck, chest/shoulders at once, not being able to pick up on social cues, can't read a room, hyperboles and metaphors go over my head most of the time, talking too loud without realizing, or the opposite, responding in my head to verbal questions or text messages, needing a detailed explanation of how to do something or why I'm doing it, constantly needing to understand everything in depth, even if it has nothing to do with me, everything. Additionally, I have no way of knowing unless I want to wait over 2 years and spend over 1K on a possible diagnosis. Because I'm an adult, 18, I can't stand not knowing what's wrong with me and I'd rather be told I have autism than to find out they still don't know what's wrong. I have no idea how to create tools to help me with this either because I don't know if tips and tricks that work for low support autistic individuals would work on me. And if it could be something else entirely that needs a completely different set of tricks. Uncertainty is a hard thing for me to be comfortable with, so all of this is a headache. On top of all these internal conflicts I have, my family is acting like I might have ASD while also acting surprised when I'm stressed and freaking out about us moving out of the country. Like, hello? I've never lived outside of my hometown until 3 to 4 months ago, and now you're telling me that not only are we moving again, but we're moving to somewhere completely unfamiliar with a whole different language? My depression has been kickstarted since the first move, and I feel like I haven't had the chance to get back on my feet. It's like every other day I get the wind knocked out of me again before I even get the chance to see it coming. I don't know, I just needed to talk. I feel dumb even thinking I have ASD because of how much it's talked about online. Like I just convinced myself I have it when in reality these could be normal things people go through. I don't have a therapist or access to a school counselor. I switched to online because I became truant, and my mom starts to take offense halfway through my venting, so this is the best I got right now. I'm not gonna lie, this situation sounds like you have to play the cards that you're given and just work with them. Unfortunately, you do have to wait a long time with things like that, even if you don't want to. But you're only 18, so at least if you start the process, you're gonna know when you're like younger, you know? But yeah, I hope you get that figured out. Okay, guys, I just spent a lot of time looking for my stuff and I could not find it, so this is what we're looking like currently, and I have to restart and find all my stuff again. My upstairs neighbors killed my dogs. On November 13th, 2025, I found one of my dogs dead outside. She was an inside dog, but outside for bedtime. She wasn't just outside on the pavement. She had a doghouse, bed, toys, and a heated blanket. We had her inside and let her go outside while I went to pick up my kids from school. When I came back, there was diarrhea everywhere and she was dead in front of her doghouse. My husband screamed and ran to take her to the vet because we had hoped that they could save her. They could not. I was suspicious at first, but I let it slide. My therapist and family both told me it was unlikely that she was poisoned, even though she was caught up on all her shots, and from the veterinarian's mouth, they said she was a healthy dog. We even paid extra to get tests to see if she had any underlying problems. She came back clear for all the tests. Fast forward to Thursday last week, January 22nd, 2026, we had just let out another dog in the back outside while we went to pick up the kids from school. We came home to a note on our door saying to get rid of the carcass in our backyard. My husband yelled no, opened the patio to see she was gone, diarrhea all over the floor and dead in the same spot as my last dog. I'm not crazy, right? They were poisoned every time we left? You're kidding me. My husband doesn't want to believe people would be that cruel. They are. People suck. Like, if you don't like me, fine. Prank me, yell at me, whatever you want. Just don't hurt my dogs. They didn't do anything. Okay, they didn't really mention it in this post. I'm like curious why they think it's the upstairs neighbor, but I mean, I'm sure they they have good reason to suspect them. And I also want to mention leaving a note saying to get rid of the carcass is actually diabolical. I don't know if I'm used to like crazy dog people or whatever, but this poster is like acting pretty chill for just having two pets killed by their upstairs neighbor. I don't really know what you should do in this situation, I'm not gonna lie. The only thing I can think of is like if you leave a note on their door saying you're next, watch out, to keep them on their toes. Alright guys, I got some of my aura back. This is what we're looking like, and yeah, make sure to like and subscribe.